It's time to pre-register for classes for the 2013-2014 school year. You're almost to your senior year. We want next year to be fabulous for you, and that begins with a great schedule. You will want to listen closely. A correct schedule hangs in the balance, and we want to make certain you have everything you need for graduation. There are several issues for you as seniors, and we want to make sure you're aware of each. You may be wondering if pre-registration forms really matter. They do, and here's why. The master's schedule, which is the schedule we create with classes in specific blocks, is based on what you write on your pre-registration form. We work hard to make certain there are as few conflicts as possible. For example, if several students write on their pre-registration form that they want both AP Bio and AP Advanced Drama, we'll do our very best to make sure that those are not offered at the same time. If your form is not accurate, we may create conflicts for you simply because we don't know they exist. When possible, we make spaces in classes based on the number of students that select a course. If you don't have a course listed on your pre-registration form, there may not be space for you in the class. Making sure your pre-registration form accurately lists the classes you would like to take is critical. One of the most unique items in your schedule next year will be the thesis cohort. As you know, thesis is an opportunity to combine your work in English courses into one culminating paper. Each graded 9-week session allows you to work in small groups and individually with teachers, and provides computers for research and the writing of the thesis. You'll want to choose the cohort session that works best for you. Many students will want semesters 1 or 2. Remember, this is also the time you are filling out college application. Semesters 3 and 4 are fabulous options and nothing to be afraid of. You may also want to consider your extracurricular activities during the first half of the year, including ASB or mock trial. If you're anxious to get a jump start on the thesis, we will be offering 2 summer thesis cohort sessions. Each 3-week intensive session will meet every day for a week and will follow with conferences along with online submissions and check-ins. This is a graded course and will have additional costs as it is outside of the regular school year. Well, what about the rest of Flex? If you have thesis for 9 weeks, what do you do the rest of the year? Let's look at some options. Line 1. You may choose the thesis cohort semester 1, the first 9 weeks of school, and take C.S. Lewis with Mr. Stickle the rest of the year during Flex. Line 2. You may take the thesis cohort semester 1, have a late arrival semester 2, and take a half-year class for the second half of the year, the spring semester. Classes that run half of the year are listed on the back of your pre-registration form. For almost all FlexBlock classes, you must attend the first portion of a course. It rarely works to hop in halfway through the class. Line 3. You may start the year with a late arrival, take your thesis cohort second semester, and have a half-year FlexBlock class semesters 3 and 4. Line 4. If you participate in mock trial, semester 4 cohort is a great option. Lines 5 and 6. You may choose to begin the year with a fall FlexBlock class. You could have your thesis cohort either semester 3 or semester 4. Line 7. C.S. Lewis students may also choose the thesis cohort semester 4. Keep in mind you do not have to take a late arrival. There are many options. If you're running into conflicts, just set up a time to talk with Mrs. Neild. How do you pre-register for your choice? Look at the bottom portion of your pre-registration form. You will choose one row to complete, A, B, C, or D. Look at which row you would like to have your cohort in. This is the row you will complete. You will not complete any other row. Simply fill in what you want for each semester. If you're planning to take thesis over the summer, you will need to write what additional class you would like to take during FlexBlock and circle which summer session you would like to attend. Let's look at a few examples. Here is an example of a student who chose their thesis cohort first semester and C.S. Lewis for the rest of the year. Here is a student who chose a late arrival first semester their thesis cohort second semester, and Studio Art third semester. Here is another sample with a student choosing leadership for semesters 1 and 2. Here's a student who selected thesis fourth semester. And finally, a student who wants thesis in the summer. Remember, if you have any FlexBlock conflicts or thesis questions, stop by and talk with Mrs. Neild. The top portion of your pre-registration form is pretty straightforward. You choose from the required classes listed and then select 4 full block elective classes. Elective options are listed on the back of your pre-registration forms. During your college lunch meeting, you received a form stating what classes you will need for graduation. Make sure you include these courses on your pre-registration form. If you have not had your college lunch meeting, you will need to sign up for one with Mrs. Urey immediately. Here are a few items to note. Speech or mock trial, including mock trial foundations, must be taken your senior year. If you had a mock trial course, you may take another year of it, or include speech in your schedule to cover this requirement. Although 3 years of math and science are required for graduation, 4 of each are strongly recommended. In order to attend any state college in Washington, you must have a math-based science, which is physics or chemistry, or a math class in your senior year. If you've already completed pre-calculus, this meets this requirement regardless of the year you complete the pre-calculus class. Colleges across the country, though, are very interested in seeing math and science in your senior year. They do look at the classes you choose to take in your final year of high school, so choose wisely. This presentation, along with descriptions of each class, will be available through a link emailed home today. However, there are a few classes we'd like to highlight. Our new senior history class will be Civics and Contemporary World Problems. This course will examine the laws and rights of the United States, as well as problems facing our nation and society, so that you're able to engage in political life with an understanding of the rights, privileges, and duties enjoyed in the United States. AP Government and Politics will replace this course requirement. For students who want to continue to take math their senior year but find math is not their strongest subject, we are now offering Intermediate Algebra 3. This class will offer Algebra 3 skills but allow for extra time and step-by-step instruction. CAD, or Computer-Aided Design, introduces engineering and architecture through 3D computer models and designs. AP Physics is a college-level course investigating the world of physics, and it prepares students for the AP Physics test in the spring. Here's a few things to keep in mind. Students in AP Government or AP Physics will need to take the AP Review during the spring flex block. This is because both of these classes will be offered spring term. This ensures that all of the information can be covered before the test in May. If you're planning on taking both, please stop by to see Mrs. Neild. There will be a calculus study review in the spring flex. This is not a requirement. It is simply an opportunity to prepare for the test. If you participate in Living Faith, you will need to put choir in the flex during the term you are not in Living Faith. If you find that you have other required courses that are in conflict with one another, meet with Mrs. Neild to work toward a solution. Pre-registration forms must be turned into the main office by Wednesday, March 27th at 3 p.m. If your form is late, you will be registered for classes last. All application decisions, including AP, Honors, and Arts courses, will be emailed to you on March 22nd. Living Faith and KHS Live decisions will be sent March 25th after auditions. Please wait to turn in your forms until you have these decisions. This will make certain your pre-registration forms are correct. Math recommendations will be emailed on March 22nd also. Please make sure that this is the course you register for. If you want to take a math class other than the one you are recommended to take, you must see a math teacher or Mrs. Neild for a waiver form. If you have any questions, talk with Mrs. Neild before March 27th. Just a reminder, a link to this presentation, along with pre-registration forms and class descriptions, will be emailed home today. Please review these slides, and if you still have questions, make an appointment with Mrs. Neild. We're happy to help with planning or clarification, so stop by any time. Have a great day.